What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is me, Crimson60620, and I have that was your intro to jump in.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Icon, Icon here, like
And
that.
this is the motherfucker that I keep saying that need to literally do more streaming for real. Hey Archer, jump in stream chat and I'll drag you down, dog. All right. So I want to do this stream because one, somebody said that we need to do a stream on video games, and I was like, do it, and nobody did it. Two people actually said that. I ain't gonna name no names, but also we want to have a more better. We want to have a more important discussion on racism. So what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was a good idea to also, talk about racism, especially in leftist spaces that are supposed to be intolerant of racism, homophobia, transphobia, and or even sexism. And
I
it should not be tolerated by anyone.
I gotta say that, to be very honest with you, a lot of people in these spaces, I don't know about what they expect out of people, man. It's just like it's one of those things where it's just like they wanna they wanna be those people. They wanna be the people that sit around and fling insults and stuff like that and get mad about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Cry bullies. You describe cry bullies. They want to be the ones that like throw around the insults and things like that. But when someone actually fights back, or even critiques them, the first thing to do is like they cry harassment, or like you can't hold anyone accountable, yada yada yada.
I mean, like, man, they get to the point where they just like, I don't know, man. It's just like, let's get into it. This is the reason why I actually started it. The reason why I actually brought it up. Um, so we actually had a video where literally, I came across the other day, and quite literally, Destiny was talking about Hassan's community, and I don't want to play the video, and I'll leave it in the description if I remember. But do you know they was calling him the slur for Cuban worm? The messed up part about it is like, I thought you weren't supposed to be guilty of a crime that you didn't commit because of your ancestry or because of your race. I know for me, and let me see if I can actually, hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. But yeah, no, and then they start throwing around the Ritz word, and I'm like, and like we know Hassan is actually like he is ground zero for this. He got banned for actually saying it after it's like, yo, dude, stop saying it. Twitch
Uh,
came to him was like, yo, can you just not do it?
he doesn't fight. He doesn't really go against his audience. Like as a creator, like he seems awfully spineless, and that can be a problem when you have certain elements of your community that are known to be toxic. Like
Rogan.
everyone says, "Oh yeah, oh god." That's a whole different can of worms. Like the Rogan is downright either lying and or stupid or both. Yeah.
Oh, did you hear about her fantasy about saying how her therapist was just like racist against her? And she like turned it into like this big massive conspiracy. I'm like, your story
Oh,
inconsistent, dog.
most of the stories are. Most of the stories are. But back with the Hassan community and Ethan like and the things with Ethan and things like that. Like yeah, they always sat there and had that problem. Like no matter what like group you lay into, there's always gonna be like people on the fringes that are like completely unhinged, and it's your job to check them. It's job to get rid of those in your community. The problem is, and this is also true for Destiny to a certain extent too, is that Hassan does nothing about it. Or matter of fact, he defends it. Because remember when he was talking to Ethan during the
Mm-hmm.
podcast, and Ethan brought up what second thought, and Akeem was saying,
Yeah.
and his first thing is constantly like sitting defensive. He goes like, "Oh, like I don't want to like say anything or put anything in their mouths. Like maybe you could talk to them." They said that babies and
Colonizers.
colonizers are not. I think are not citizens.
They're not.
Like
They're
stuff.
not. They're not innocent.
Yeah,
They
yeah, they're
literally
not.
said that shit.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going like, or like when we all know what tankies are, and he's like playing defense for tankies because that's a good number of his like moderation, a good number of his online community.
What got me in that whole, he's like, he's literally at the edge of tears. Like, yo, control your community. Well, what I'm control my community for? You're saying like stuff that's close to what the racists say.
I'm like, and what pisses me off is that Ethan, I would say, politically leans like center left. And he also has people that are probably leaning towards progressive or just progressive themselves. And while you're claiming to be like a socialist slash communist, it constantly changes, you have this opportunity to bring those people over to your side.
Uh,
But you chose to like defend the worst of your community.
no, here's the worst part about it. Ethan is for a two-state solution. He said it. I want the Palestinians to have a state. And what I think what got him is the family button. They kept pushing the family button. They kept saying that, oh, his wife is like kills Palestinians babies and stuff like that. Literally, it's no hyperbole. They like, yeah, like they won't like they start attacking his wife in ways that he was used to anti-Semitism. But the way Hassan's community was attacking his wife, and the fact that he says, "I'm a new father," what do you think? I wanted like it's. I was hurting seeing this because that's the time they was showing the tragedy porn of the guy who was holding his dead baby that was half a baby left.
Half a baby left. Like you see something like that happen, and your first instinct is attack like someone's wife and child. Something is wrong with you.
And all of these people, they all concerned about this. But do you hear them talking about? Let's just throw something out there. What's happening in Congo? They may mention it a little bit because it's in the news.
Yeah, a
None
little
of
of
them
that.
are talking about what's happening in Sudan. None of them. There's a worse humanitarian conflict going on there right now. None of them are talking about it. Let's talk about what's happening in um, Myanmar. None of them are talking about it because they're doing this just for internet brownie points.
Yeah, virtual signaling points.
None of
That's
them.
the basic of it. It's honestly just virtual signal points, and it makes you seem like sitting there unhinged, especially the people who would normally probably be on your side. I'd be very sympathetic to it.
And then you got people like Hassan joking about, well, I was sticking up for Russia for free.
Oh my god.
He literally said that, yeah, I could have got the bag. You making light. This is the man that was saying that Dylan Burns, who literally went over there for journalism. For journalism. Oh, he's a war pervert. Like, what?
He's a war pervert. Like he's a debate pervert. He forced those people to sit there and talk about me. Like no accountability at all.
The
Like
person.
you,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm saying like they said it to like you are the largest political streamer and of the left. Like people look at you instead of actually reading, which is something they really people need to start doing. And you basically was doing cover work probably better than people like Tim Pool or the people that was he was getting paid for. He was doing better coverage and defense for Russia.
What kills me about that is, for as much as you saying he's a war pervert, this man went over there and rescued homeless cats and dogs. Homeless cats and dogs. But he's a war pervert. This is what I mean. So many of these motherfuckers, they don't want to leave behind their desk. And I get it. I get it. It's comfortable here in the Imperial Core. Fuck everybody who say that unironically. Oh, we're in the Imperial Core. And they don't do nothing about it. You said it. Hassan switches from being a communist to a socialist. Depends on how many times people complain about his house and his car.
And if you have money and wealth, like if you're born into wealth and you're talking about the lower class, everything like that is perfectly fine. Just don't speak like you was in the struggle, like, oh, I had to sit there and manage my family. Bitch, please.
Wait. I had to wait for games over in Turkey because it's Turkey, dog. We 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 all know how your uncle made a book talking about how your grandfather made it rich. People forget
And
about that because oh, I'm a self-made motherfucker. Your uncle gave you a platform. You
I
literally got kicked off or almost got kicked off the internet because of the stupid stuff that you said about 9/11.
oh
America deserved it type BS.
he said like yeah he said not this is honestly I think he should have stuck 10 toes deep in that position and defended himself better. Like if those citizens did not deserve it, absolutely not. The amount of stuff we did sitting around the world, he should have stuck to his guns on that. And the simple fact he backed down, I'm like, okay.
He was trying to one up Bill Maher. That's what it was. He was trying to one up Bill Maher. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Because remember, Bill Maher got in trouble for saying that the terrorists were heroic even though he don't believe in, even though he don't believe in religion. But if it's to get shock value and be politically incorrect, um,
And also, that's stupid. It's like if you believe that if you die, you're going to heaven. Like, there's nothing heroic about that. Like, there's just no like great sacrifice. You're basically leaving a hell you have now to sit there and go to heaven. There's nothing heroic about that.
crusades. Anyway, and then and this circles back around. Frogan was defending Osama bin Laden,
I'm not shocked. Not at
saying,
all.
yeah, that's why they did 9/11 because we went to Afghanistan before it happened.
I'm not shocked at all. Like, wasn't it Frodo like after October 7th that said like we shouldn't judge another country's actions on revolution or some shit like that.
This
And I
is
think
what a
someone
revolution looks like. Yeah, that's what she said.
yeah, and then someone called her out on this like Hamas is not a revolutionist. They're a fucking terrorist group. They also terrorize their own citizens. And like, how can you say this pro Hamas stuff? He goes, "Oh, I'm not saying that Hamas is That's what you're implying.
Yeah,
Like, say it with your chest. Like, just say it."
but it's that passive aggressive bullshit.
Oh God, I hate passive aggressiveness. I hate it in politics. I also hate it in real life. Like saying what you mean. If you're going to be a mean asshole, just be a mean asshole.
I know it's so much easier to just be a mean asshole. Personal experience. Oh God. Oh God.
No, because being so kind of mean asshole requires a spine. Like I really don't care what people think. Yes, I'm going to be that asshole. In a way, it requires a spine, which a lot of these people do not have.
Oh. And the fucked up part about it is, and because you're on stream, you got to be in the Discord to do it. By the way, I'm gonna actually try to make sure we get a permanent link. We try to talk to some of these people, especially in this online leftist space. We try to talk to somebody, and I'm not gonna put them on blast because it was a conversation, and that's what I have my free Discord for, to be able to have conversations, you know.
Of course.
But like, what do we go on? What, 5 days for it? That conversation,
Just about. It was that long, yeah.
and it was just like, wow, okay. So I want to also look, because when we trying to like when we try to um talk about this shit in leftist spaces, and we say it's okay, how can we stop shit like this? Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Hold on.
Hey everyone, I'm Megan Kelly. Welcome to.
All right, this is the Megan Kelly show, and I'm just gonna actually play this. Let me see. Yeah, you guys can actually see. This is like some of the crazy shit that we have to deal with on the left, that we have to fight against. And watch this.
Awareness.
Uh-huh.
And this is the key thing too. After the first assassination attempt, they said we need to bring down our rhetoric. And Biden, he seemed committed to.
You can't hear it?
No.
Hold on. Let me see if I can actually bring it up. Oh, yeah. We're having technical difficulties here. People, give me a second.
These mushrooms make you feel better. They increase focus and energy while keeping you calm and stress.
No.
Hey everyone, I'm Megyn Kelly. Welcome to a special edition of the Megyn Kelly Show. We are live on YouTube.com.
How about that?
Don't air nothing.
And his career.
All right, let me see something. Go to the stream chat. You should be able to hear it.
You say go to where?
Is because
Go to the stream. Go to the private chat actual window.
his supporters are just as despicable, because his supporters are just as ungenerous.
I'm in private chat and I don't hear anything.
As little compassion and empathy for others. This never hurts.
Because that's weird. I don't know why I don't hear it.
Yeah, because I actually have it in the actual player.
Trump, when he takes these crass and
still don't hear it.
No.
Hmm. All right, I'm about to play it, and I'll let it.
And classless actions. It's because his supporters think that being crass and classless is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, and they also he hates the people they hate.
It's just
this guy's talking about
nothing
crass
lower.
being cool for obviously zero self-awareness. And this is the key thing too. After the first assassination attempt, they said we need to bring down our rhetoric. And Biden.
Can you still not hear it?
No.
All right, cool. We got to play it for everybody else though.
You know, he seemed committed to that to himself for like 36 hours or so at least. But if you want to bring down the temperature, you got to do it yourself. You know, policing your own side is more important than anything you say about the other side's rhetoric, right? Because you could be, some people actually take him seriously. That's why he's on MSNBC. And if you actually told progressives, you know what, they're human beings too. They're Americans too. We should have respect for them. And we should be outraged if someone tries to commit physical violence against them. Maybe, you know, makes a little bit of a difference, but they can't bring themselves to do it.
So this man, like, and I'll describe it to you. So this man literally is like trying to seem, all the Republicans are above it. All, you know, Biden should call for an end of the name callings and all. Biden should not, you know, trying to sound, you know, really high and above it. And I'm including this because this is what we know they sound like. And so was like a minute of him trying to sound above it. And I'm doing it for the audience. But check this shit out.
By the way, regarding that Trump saying that his tower was the smallest in New York City after the World Trade Center fell, if you listen to the interview from that day, he wasn't bragging. He was kind of stating it to give context about the World Trade Center history during a 10-minute interview that day.
A total misrepresentation.
And he would, yeah, of course.
they talk about 9/11 and how Trump said he had the largest tower in New York since the World Trade Centers were attacked. They try to give this man all the credit, and this is
yet again. I mean, they're doing it to JD Vance right now. You saw he gave an interview to Dana Bash today, and they had this long 17-minute exchange about what's happening in Springfield, Ohio. And at the end of it, after saying he'd heard from his constituents, yes, dogs and whatever, cats, pets, whatever, the whole thing, he's saying, this is what they're telling me. She refused to accept that, blah, 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 blah. Finally, he said something to the effect of, look, if we have to create stories in order to bring attention to what's happening, the media, he admits they made it up. Right, as opposed to, and if you listen to the full clip, he says, by drawing attention to what's happening on the ground, it's just.
And they talking about what's happening in Springfield, how JD Vance admits that they made the story about the cats and dogs being eaten. They made it up just to get attention.
Oh, I said to remember that. He said that in a live interview. Like, I don't care if I have to sit there and make up a story for a news network to talk about it. I'm like, I actually had a conversation with
wait, it gets better. Can you get to can you open up the live stream?
Let me open up the link instead.
Because I'm at 1 hour 59 minutes and 52 seconds. That's where I'm at right now.
I can't find. Funny thing is, I just had the damn video.
No worries.
What are you on? 1 hour and what?
Let's see if I can do this. All right, can you see this?
Yes, I see the time.
All right, wait. Here we go.
Right.
As this
can you hear that?
No.
line goes online, you don't hate the media enough. Go ahead.
You remember Alternative Facts with Kellyanne? They did the same thing. She wasn't saying you make up fictions and pretend they're facts. You bring other facts to bear in the debate that are being ignored. And that's what he was saying. And I think it was in that interview where Dana Bash says, the police have gone through 11 months of recordings of calls, and they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian
Go to the timestamp of 1 minute 58, 1 hour 58 minutes and 14 seconds, and you will understand what this man said. You understand what this man said.
Yo!
Yes, for real.
Yo, did he just slipped? You really? Jesus. My God. Like, I mean, I don't even know why I'm sitting there shocked anymore. It's just that you would think that, hey, I would probably expect to see this from like online things like in Kiwi Farms or something like that. Just outward, like, really just slip and say something like that and just casually talk about, oh, yeah, he made up the story was completely made up. Yeah, the problem is like we treat like the conservatives and the right, like what I said earlier, like they're retarded children. That's when they're graded on a different curve. Like we literally expect whatever from them. like the fact that this could sit there and be
Migrants.
heard, and I actually know like personal people will still find ways to defend this, like inside and out. And I'm like, okay, like immigrants will sit there and defend this shit. Oh, yeah, because we don't have any systematic power, and we're doing it like we're doing it either like in private or we just have our own like personal sitting beliefs. But nah, this won't in fact impact our politics or anything so forth. Hmm. Because they're easy targets. Like, well, it's easy targets for like cis men because by default, like we could all sit there and admit, like by default, like many things are catered to cis men. Yes, it's now more acceptable and things are changing for the much better. I will sit there and gladly admit that. But as growing up, like a lot of things were catered to us. Like the cis men was basically like just normal and natural. And even though we are like older millennials and like a lot more things more tolerable with us than with Gen X or boomers, they sit there and look at that as like because we were like the default and we didn't have the struggles they had, like it's okay to sit there and like shit on us. I mean, not shit on us, but just like cis people in general. Like it's okay. They can take they can sit there. They can take the joke. Oh, the worst thing that can happen is just their feelings are hurt.
What is frightening, terrifying of the whole situation is that a lot of these people just they don't realize how what allies they can actually get. And I know I joked about it before, but do you know that there are so many people that even are like in the red pill community that'd be like, "Yo, I think it's degenerate, but if they not harming people, let these people alone. Be who you want to be." I mean, like I know I've had discussion on stream, and I kind of said it in the Discord that at this point, certain people are just like, "Yo, like I, it's left wing stuff, but let people be." Like I mentioned, Abba. Abba
Hmm.
was close to being very red pill, but he started saying like, "Yo, just leave people alone." Like, and I think a lot of these people are just insensitive to jokes, are just very sensitive to jokes, but they don't hear the other part of let these people alone, or I'm starting to see even red people's like, if you want to be gay, dog. Just don't touch, kids or some shit like that. It is a stereotype that is broken about not being straight and touching kids. That stereotype, in some cases, is still there, but for the most part, it's broke because they know half their friends are people that like same sex people. I wouldn't say exactly, gay or lesbian, but they know half their friends are bi guys, and they
Oh,
at
yeah.
this point was like, yo, just make sure it's consenting adults. I don't care.
A lot of people know that a bi is just like no. A lot of people like also come up to me bi is just that there's also still resentment of because I've seen it with even with close friends, and it makes me sad. I have to call many of them out. Is that they'll sit there and say like I'm cool with sitting there, whatever, but I don't want it around my kids, or they say don't just, or as you said, it's like hey, you can do whatever, just don't involve kids.
Mm-hmm.
But then you ask, wait, what do you mean by that? Like it's not just like pedophilia. Is that oh, I don't want my kids learning this, and I'm like you probably don't even give your kids the birds and bees talk to the like 17 and 18. Like I don't know why parents stop doing it, but they just stop doing it. And they go and people go like, "Oh, why are you like putting this mindset into kids?" It's like so they don't become dumbass assholes when they're adults.
Not only that, most of these people that did say like that, I don't mind having a threesome with a guy and two girls. Most of them they say that, and I even the religious people, and it's just like the thing about it is that's where we're at right now with society. That people are more accepting of the not straight, and I hate saying alternative lifestyle because it's just another way of people wanting to play with holes or other shit like that. let's be honest. Like to some people, a hole is a hole, and they just enjoy every bit of it. And it's just like it's not weird, it's not abnormal, it's not alternative. It's called being a freaking human. Not and I think part of the thing that gets me about the online left, they want to turn it to some mystical, magical thing that no. My sexual preference is my identity.
My personality.
It's my personality. Motherfuckers just
Oh
you like
God.
doing stuff that other people don't like. It's not new, it's not special. People have been doing gay stuff for a while. It's kind of like part of being a mammal. Stop making it your identity. And people feel attacked about it. Like, how dare you? How dare like no, dude, you just like other shit than I like. It was so bad that there's this picture going around of these cis women. Um, just jump to stream chat and I'll pull you down. It's these two pictures of straight women, cis women that have a fake, member. And do you know that there are some people like, cause they're doing it for money. They're literally just doing it for money because they realize that trans porn actually makes a lot of money.
Oh, I saw the I think Abba
Yeah, they did. They did a video about it.
I didn't actually see it because usually their trans takes are not. Yeah, and I have I have an annoying story later with their YouTube comments. But that's later. But back to this.
What's up, everyone?
What's up, man?
Yo, good evening.
Good evening.
This ain't gonna be a long conversation. We just because we having this conversation about bigotry in leftist spaces.
Some wild. I mentioned it before, like in the Discord, man. It's like that bigotry of low expectations, and it is fucking harmful, man. Like it is really harmful for our spaces.
But yeah, no, go ahead and what you was talking about. Like
Well, wait, you mean about the YouTube comment thing?
yeah,
Because that one. That was when Alvin Preach did the David Chappelle special.
yeah.
And he was talking about like basically trans people, and the jokes were basically like, "Oh, you look like a man." That's basically what it was for 2 hours. Like it even made the audience sitting there uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going like, it kind of sounds like David Chappelle used his trans friend as the same way white people use "I have a black friend" to say whatever.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
that's what it sounds like. And then people like saying, first off, half the people in the comments, like I got berated, I got YouTube responses for almost a year. And then some guy messaged me and said, like, oh, I'm sorry you're getting dogpiled. Like, honestly, I would feel bad if any one of them had like any decent arguments. Like, first half of them don't know the difference between sex and gender. Grown ass adults. That alone is sad. But second thing is that y'all don't care about this Daphne person. Because the first narrative y'all literally pushed is that, oh, the LGBT community like pushed her over the edge like suicide. Like, no. Her family literally, as Son admitted, like she was having hard times with her life. I believe she lost custody of a child. She said that lost her job. She was in hard times. And if David Chappelle did not name this person, y'all could not care less. LGBT plus community, especially trans people, are constantly sitting there harassed, joked about, kicked out of their homes. But none of y'all will give a damn about that because but this was David Chappelle's friend, or this was your daddy's friend. Yeah, I'll go there. I'll say it because many David Chappelle fans are no different than Kevin Samuel fans. They're no different.
We're not going to talk about the people who are posthumously Kevin Samuel fans. They didn't like the man when he was alive, but then when he died, they used him up. They hold him in as they hold up ER as Saint Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't dive too deep in the red pill.
Yeah. And they go like this. Yeah, and Albert Schweitzer lines like, I don't understand how jokes can sit there and hurt people. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
But you got to remember, they both are, in some cases, comedians. And that's why they defend Dave Chappelle.
But you have other comedians calling this out, like the F slur. And I forgot who comedian was it. He was like, if your entire comedy relies on one word, then that sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah. But it reminds me of Cat Williams. I remember watching the Joe Budden podcast. And don't even get me started. Don't ask me why I watched the Joe Budden podcast. He's a wild dude. But they had Cat Williams on, and Joe asked him about cancel culture. And he's like, look, you got to be able to change your act to meet your audience. I do this shit. I perform in front of white people. I perform in front of black people. If you can't do an act without offending someone, maybe this craft isn't for you, because the whole point of comedy is to make your audience laugh. And it's like a lot of comedians these days, they're using and to an extent there is a bit of truth to it, but they're using stuff like cancel culture and people getting outraged to just sell their product. Like, they're not funny. They're just sort of using that soapbox bullshit to try and sell tickets and get bums on seats and shit like that. And it's painful. Like, Matt Rife did that shit.
No.
And there's David Lucas too.
Here's the thing. It's the difference between, and we all old enough to remember this, the difference between George Carlin and Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah.
100%.
And until you can understand that difference, like even some of the old Eddie Murphy, stuff,
Delirious and Raw bits.
Yeah. But the thing is too, and just to circle this back on to like leftist spaces, they don't want to take the time to research this.
Nah.
They don't want to take the time to learn and how to deal with these people. And the thing about it is, it's easy for you wouldn't find young leftists talking about this. You will find them like, oh, you just shouldn't talk to them because those people are hogs, and those, what is Hassan's phrase? They're thumbs.
Oh god.
The cop phrenology. That's the one a lot of them use.
And the messed up part about it is, I said in the O'Shea video that I did when he was covering Umar. It's like, why don't we have more like spaces in leftist sides where we talk about this, where we can actually pick up, these weirdo news sites. Why does leftist spaces have to rely on liberals? Like, shout out to Joe who brought us the video of that idiot talking about Haitian N-words that he just let slip out, and Megan Kelly just strode right past it like she heard it like 50 times a day. we don't have leftist spaces that do this because one, a lot of leftist spaces don't like fact checks. That's one thing I'm gonna have to agree with Destiny on. Two, a lot of them are just adversely allergic to going in spaces like that. I mean,
I'll push back.
Go ahead.
Just because I'm a fanboy and say there is one person who does it and has gone out actively trying to chase him down. That's Sam Cedar. That's it. No one else bothers doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it to Sam Cedar, yeah.
Like, he did it with Steven Crowder, made him look like a little bitch. And, I agree 100% with what you're saying. I think it's just laziness, man. Like, it's lazy. It's easy for, like, someone like FD to get on a soapbox, someone like Hassan to get on a soapbox and just talk to an echo chamber than it is to try and challenge some of the dumb shit and the vile shit that right-wingers say. And it's like, fuck, don't worry about whether it's easy or not. Like, if you're in this for it to be easy, like, you're in the wrong fucking game. There's nothing easy about being a progressive.
No, what kills me is they fall back on, well, I'm an entertainer.
Oh. Yeah, I'm an entertainer. It's like, that's some fucking bullshit. Like, that annoys me the most. That got me to make, I think it was like my second video and shit. Because it is, like, you're not an entertainer first in this space. Like, I hate when they use that shit because it's just like you're trying to engage in all the bad shit and then reap the benefits from the positive aspect as far as the branding goes. And that goes back to that whole point of people using progressivism and leftism as like this branding exercise rather than actually giving a fuck. And it's painful, man. Like, it's painful having to counteract that bullshit.
Oh no! So you telling me somebody who says we're part of Cornbread Tube was the derision of what I know I must have fucked up that word. The derivative of your bread tube, which is derivative of, the whole whatever of bread. You telling me they're just using it as branding and reflexive identity?
Shit, no. Calling me shocked. I mean, it's painful, man. The worst one I've seen so far, like the Cornbread Tube people are painful, and they grind my gears because like they want to have this double standard, just like that Discord chat that we had, or like that thread of chats in the general. And it's just like you can't be sitting there on one hand and saying I'm all for equality and I'm against racism and all this shit, and then just happy to let the C-bomb fly because another black content creator has issues with some of the shit you say. Like, it's some wild shit. And then on top of that, turn around and like sling mud at every other progressive. And when they start criticizing you, fall back to that, I thought this was a progressive space. You guys are all racist, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's fucking wild shit, man. Like, it's frustrating to deal with that because then you have people like Brianna Joy Gray and Jimmy Dawes and all those guys. And those motherfuckers are just flat out right-wingers. And they just fly under the radar. And they even get platformed by these motherfuckers. Like, I've seen FD on group panels with Brianna Joy Gray. Hasn't challenged a fucking word she said. But he's got all the smoke for fucking Vosh. It's some wild shit.
Because he is a motherfucking liberal. And look, they throw that around like that. They throw that around like they use the word traitor. Liberals.
Yeah.
Liberals.
No. The online space, liberal is the N-word. I am dead serious. They will, you disagree with them or you say, hey, I'm voting for Harris I'm voting for Harris for damage control. You just a liberal. Lord knows how many times I got called liberal on sitting there on TikTok. I was not sitting with your liberal sitting in fantasy. I'm just liberal because I'm not sitting there. I'm sitting there playing the Rex Revolution. And remember what I said too is that they have all the smoke for a lot of these black creators, but they don't want to sit there and go to conservative rallies and things like that to protest. And you're talking about there is danger there, so I kind of understand why they don't want to do that. If you say with your full chest that we should start a revolution, knowing the damage it could do, you can get your ass and protest in the Trump Valley.
But no,
you really have the liberals you complaining about. How many of them literally have channels going to Trump rallies, making these people look stupid?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, but y'all afraid to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, because it could be something to be dangerous? Oh, but we're supposed to sit there and do revolution now. Fuck off.
They just like
it's
these DARPAs are talking about, we're going to take over the government. Freedom.
None of them ever held a gun.
We're going to storm the Capitol. Rifle in hand. They don't even have guns. They probably couldn't shoot straight if they were aiming at a fucking can 2 meters away from it.
Well, they daddy Vosh and they uncle Xanderhall, they into guns because they're in very threatening cities, because they're in very threatening, dangerous for leftist cities like Seattle.
It's the wild shit. Like, imagine that, like having a gun in a city like Seattle. What are you gonna do with it then? Like,
well, these people, like, I don't know about Xanderhall, but they hate Vosh.
Oh yeah.
They hate him with a deep seated passion. How many times he sat there and get called liberal? He literally just said the only time with guns is like, yo, if Republicans get control, like trans people and many people, like, yo, start packing. Like, and people took that as like liberals took that as like, don't you think that rhetoric's kind of bad? It's like
taking crazy pills,
dude, like dead ass. Like democracy is in danger right now, and they're targeting trans people like left and right. Look what happened with the Haitians that's in their stories. They're getting to send their bomb threats.
Oh, they're getting bomb threats and shit.
Yeah. Worst comes to worst, like, you should have a piece on you and know how to use a piece. Yeah, take care of your neighbor and things like that. Oh yeah, Rosh to them is one of the liberals, and they're like, you guys, y'all sitting with vote for president, or y'all not voting for Jill Stein? Oh yeah, you must be a liberal. Like, oh Jesus Christ.
Did you watch Jill Stein get clapped the fuck up on both the Breakfast Club and with Mehdi Hassan?
Yes.
You know it's a bad look when Charlemagne the God is dropping bombs on you next to Angela Rye. Like that's not a good look. Like,
not like how you sitting there running for president and you don't know the number of representatives. You're like, I mean, he's not even close.
Wait,
like, you're like 10 off.
That's what they call. That's what they call a online lefty. Do you know? This is my problem. Most of these people think that the president can just go in there and press the communist button. Socialism. We got socialism.
Yeah, it's like socialism overnight. You microwave that shit. Let it fucking come back to you steaming hot in a minute. Bro, these people are fucking insane. I remember having countless arguments with these people on YouTube chats. That's why I started up my fucking channel, because I got sick of writing War and Peace with assholes like that. Like, and I was like, fuck, I got to make a video about it. But it was off the back of Brianna Joy Gray and Vosh having their debate. And she's sitting there like, I want to bring people on and discuss solutions and figure out these answers. Like, how in the fuck did you worked on Bernie Sanders' campaign? How in the fuck do you not have any answers or solutions or policy positions on this? How in the fuck are you so spineless? And like, you just connect the dots, you realize like she just wants to complain about what it is, what people are going through at the moment, all the problems, and then pocket their Patreon money.
Of course.
And it's like, you go on a platform with Sam Cedar, you bring him onto your bad faith, and here he is telling you like, hey, this is how we can actually get stuff done. We work within the levers, like pull the levers that we got available to us. We can make these strides.
How dare he openly challenge a woman of color? How dare you actually advocate for him when he openly challenged a woman of color?
And like, I guarantee you they're scared shitless of bringing Sam back on, because Sam doesn't get angry and animated. He'll just like say his point, and he's a fucking boomer with it too. He'll just talk over the top of people and steamroll them. But you'll see the comments, and they'll be like, I agree with BJG. She was calm and composed in this debate. And you're like, composure don't mean shit in a fucking debate. Like, composure only gets you so far. You have to have an actual fucking argument that you're making. Some sort of solution you're putting forth.
Half the time she looked bewildered.
Did y'all hear a conversation with Kyle Kalinske?
Yeah, I watched that, and he clapped her cheeks fucking hard too. Him and Crystal, because they came with receipts.
So let me ask you this: like, can y'all actually are y'all in the actual private the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see if y'all can see this.
Crazy pills. Like, fight for once. Democrats, fight for once.
We are fighting Hassan. We have been fighting them. We have been fighting them for 6 years.
Can you hear that or see that?
Yeah.
cool.
In spite of people like Hassan telling Democrats and the Democratic Party at large, at every step of the way, you're doing it wrong, 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 you like losing, you're a loser, you're a loser, 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 loser. We have been fighting, and we've been winning against MAGA. We beat them over and over and over and over and over again. Maybe the Democratic Party is doing something right, but we don't get any credit from these people. It's just so frustrating.
Oh, fuck it. I've got nothing but love for Hutch. I've been watching him during, I think the last Hippy Dippy where he was going up against Andrew and his bullshit. I was like, this guy's got it.
Oh man! So let's watch this video.
Friends, I want to thank you guys for all the support on the recent videos. I love seeing the positive feedback, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the content. Switching niches on a YouTube channel is challenging. This channel has historically been gaming for the last 10 years, and we're switching to politics and culture. So if you want to see this stuff succeed, hitting like and commenting does help, and I want to thank you guys, everybody who's doing.
You know, he remind me of, and this is, and I gotta find a guy. It was a recent guy whose his first response video was to Vosh, talking about how Vosh wants to unalive motorcyclists.
Yeah. I saw a video about that.
West Side Tyler.
Yeah. The video Tyler was covering.
Yeah.
That's that motorcycle guy, right?
Yeah, that motorcycle guy.
Yeah.
But let's watch this video. But no, the reason why I brought this up, because I almost lost it, is that so many people that are millennials that actually had to go and live out in the world and not just, hide behind a desk. They're waking up as like, yo, we're a political power now. And we're not as extreme as a lot of these online lefties, but we have some progressive thoughts. And now that tide is turning. But let's get to this video. This is fun.
Doing that. Hassan had this to say about Kamala's campaign. I'm going to try to be unbiased when it comes to Hassan. I have a personal kind of axe to grind with him, but I'm going to try to evaluate the things that he says from a neutral perspective. He says, I've been saying this for months. Kamala Harris had momentum because she wasn't Biden. And now that she's spent most of the post-Tim Walz VP pick cycle running as though she is Biden, she's losing that momentum. I don't really know what this means. She put up an issues page finally on her website. You can find her positions on...
So this is what
What the fuck?
This is what I don't understand, right?
I don't use threads, but damn, that's some dumb shit you're saying there. Like, here's the thing. I'm half Turkish. I always try and hold back from rattling off in Turkish as well. But they have a word for people like that in Turkish. Like 2 words. It's like aptal, which means dumbass, and salak, which means idiot. Like, that's some salak shit there.
Wait. You're telling me that because you're half Turkish that you white? Because, that's the shit that Hassan pulls. I'm Turkish. I'm white.
I would say, look, I think a lot of Turks would view themselves as white because a lot of them, like, if you go to certain parts of Turkey, they're white as fuck. Like, my mum goes red in the sun. Hard as fuck. Like, if it's over 25 degrees, I guarantee you she's going to get sunburned. But then you go to certain parts of Turkey and they just look like, you can't tell them apart from an Arab. Is the best way to describe it. Like really dark skin,
help me out,
and they got a lot of features like that. It's just because it's a huge melting pot. So like my grandmother, for example, has like a huge amount of Iranian in her, like Persian. So she looks very different to my grandfather, who's got like blue eyes, had like cherry red hair. My mum's got red hair. Like I would say that I'm half ginger ninja and half black.
But no.
That's the best way to describe it.
Here's my problem. With Hassan and his,
It's his like chopping and changing, like saying he's not white sometimes and then he's white other times. That grinds my gears.
When he got into it with Adam something.
Yeah.
He was like, and Adam was like, maybe you shouldn't talk about things that happen in Europe because he's literally in Austria. And it's something about people that's in Austria that are a little bit worried about people coming and taking over their countries.
Yeah. Being a little bit too close to a certain country, a little bit northeast of Austria.
He was like, "Oh, you're trying to say that I'm not part of the European?" Like, no, dog. Like, seriously, like it's this country that I know it was a previous country that liked to take over the countries in that area, but now it's a big country that want to take over countries in that area. You don't live there, dog. You don't live in Turkey, even though you take holidays over there, and you could have did your war pervertism like Dylan does, but he does it for work. But you so concerned. I need to go on vacation. I need to go on vacation. I need to go on vacation because vacation. What do you expect me to do politics all the time? Because vacation. Spoiled rich asshole. Anyway, you can be an asshole. You can be spoiled, but to be a spoiled rich asshole and then complain about other people, Okay,
it's a hard line to draw, man. It's a hard line to be able to draw that shit straight. You know what I mean? Like,
did he call Adam something a Nazi?
Yeah, he did. He called Adam something a Nazi because that's his go-to argument when he doesn't have one.
Yeah, I remember that whole rush. Like, I sat there and I was like, how do you have this take, man? Like, I understand why he has this take because he's captured by a bunch of tankies and shit. But it's like, out of all it takes to turn around and say that Russia has some sort of a claim to Ukraine and they're good for doing what they're doing, instead of being like, hey, man, this is fucking bad. Like, Putin better stop this shit or we're going to have to jump in. Like, that's what any reasonable progressive would say. That's what I said. Like, you don't invade another country and try and run apologia for it. Like, call it out. Actually say that it's fucking bad. Like, fuck your tanky groupies and shit. Like, if they can't accept that fact, that's the them problem, not you.
Wait. Him being a hypocrite doesn't allow for him to, praise a terrorist, a Houthi terrorist that is literally targeting innocent civilians because of reasons. It's bad when it's like one other country, but targeting civilians, no, go ahead and do it, man. Go ahead.
Don't even get me started on that Houthi shit. Like, this is the one thing. There are a few things. This is one thing that sort of brought me a little bit more a more charitable view of President Sunday when I was watching him. And he's calling out like the Houthis and saying these guys don't give a fuck about Palestinians. They're boarding them ships because they want money from Iran to get guns. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of true. Like, if you were to put a Palestinian next to them and like a loaf of bread and they were starving, they kill the Palestinian for that bread. They don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is.
The sad part about it is Iran is like, yo, we kind of lost the plot. We it was fun destabilizing a little bit. Some of these people are just crazy now.
Yeah.
They are literally the Hassan of world countries in that area.
Yeah. They just smoke for everyone. They don't give a fuck.
All right, go ahead.
Press play. Let's do this.
Yeah.
On a number of issues. So broadly, it's cut tax for middle-class families, make rent more affordable and home ownership more attainable. We already know that she has announced a plan to punish landlords who use a particular, there's like some app that I guess landlords were using to collude in order to keep renting prices inflated. So she mentioned something about that, cracking down on that, passing a law against that. And she announced a $25,000 grant for first-time home buyers, which will help them with down payments. She's announced a plan to grow small businesses and invest in entrepreneurs. I think this has to do with like a tax cut for small businesses.
So what my thing is, and like, I know Vash had to walk some of this back because they were starting to get people, disincentivize from voting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Harris took over. They try to pivot more to like, no, we got to vote for this person because they really started to tamp down the enthusiasm for voting because that's what these online communities do. Oh, if it's not perfect, I don't see what's the problem. The Democrats are the same as the Republicans. How so?
Oh God.
How so? Because they don't change anything like overnight because the president and the vice president get the socialist button and they carry it around with them like the launch codes and they refuse to press the socialist button.
You know what I hear those talking points from? Two groups. There are two groups that do that. Okay, I'll say three. Tanky slash debate bro. Tanky slash theory bros.
Mm-hmm.
I hear from them. I hear it from moderates, and I hear it from center-right people that are afraid to call themselves conservative. And on the same libertarians there. They will literally do this. Is that when you complain something with Republicans, both sides do the exact same thing. Like they'll say like,
Adam and Sitch.
Oh God. Oh man.
Hitch walked them the other day, but
Yeah, Hutch also the dog walked them, and they got mad when Destiny's editor called them right wing. Like, dog. Like, look what y'all doing. And honestly, centrists and online spaces, they have to do this to stay alive because they know the majority of their audience are right-leaning / conservatives. They know it because the sad truth is, where Destiny's whole take after that firefighter died, like you may not agree with Destiny's optics, but every centrist should have agreed with Destiny's take. This Trump is completely unhinged, and this is unacceptable and assault on democracy. What he did, every centrist should sit there and agree with them. And either all of them are trying their hardest to defend Trump to keep the conservative voters, or some of them are so stupid that they never even look at any of the documents of the January 6th case. Which
it's not even the January, like that's a whole nother can of worms. I remember when he brought that up with Adam and Sitch and told him, like, hey man, Trump is fucking insane. The biggest thing is, like, this is a simple rule. Like, you see, like, let's say, for example, the victims of Kyle Rittenhouse, when they're all, like, up in Kenosha rioting or protesting, and then it devolved into violence and shit. And they turned around and they were saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And it's like, they didn't say that shit about Ashley Babbitt when she stormed the Capitol. After a security guard told her, hey, don't jump through that fucking window, I'm going to put a bullet in you. And she just proceeded to step through that window. They didn't say that shit with that fireman. They turn around and they're like, oh, this is really bad optic. Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, that dude at the Trump rally, if you go through his social media, which a lot of people have, he was saying some fucking vile shit there. Like, he could have caught a bullet any other situation. Like, it is what it is. It sucks that he died. He didn't deserve to die for these shit opinions. Like, he deserved to at least be challenged. But don't sit there and pretend that there's somehow, like, we have to sort of honor him because he caught a stray. But then at the same time, demonize people like those protesters in Kenosha or anyone that gets killed by police brutality or anything like that. That's the first thing they say, oh, well, he's no angel or some shit like that. And you're like, well, come on, keep the standards consistent. Let's be consistent. We can't be like puppy shit with like little bits of hard bits here and then soggy bits everywhere else.
They're never consistent.
Keep it consistent.
And
they're never consistent.
And again, as you about to say, and the thing about it is, cool. If the conservatives want to play like this, let them play like this.
Yeah.
But leftists, why are you doing the same thing? Why are you doing the same thing? Let it be somebody who, like, the people that, like, how many has it been where, like, the guy who took the second, the attempt, leftists online just clowning that dude, talking about how dare he go that far for his beliefs, but you praising a guy who had some mental health issues that went and did a totally pointless act of setting himself on fire.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah.
Yeah. No, our cause is just. He looked like a mentally ill person, and there's documents of him mentally ill. But no, it's different when we do it. First of all, most of y'all have a problem with ordering pizza on the phone. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing standing outage. And that's fine. Not everybody can do it. But
it's wild shit.
Yeah,
wild shit.
I'm gonna say this. Do you know that there's a comment on one of my videos? This one cat literally had try to argue with me about how Vosh saying that he's not gonna do debate it's okay for him to do it. I was like, it's fine. And I'm like, but dog, you need to he need to come up off that space though. If he's gonna turn into a fashion channel, he can be a fashion channel.
Yes, stick to it.
Go ahead, do that. Be a fashion channel, but don't act like he's speaking up for the left. And dude kept going back and forth. I'm like, they debating these comment sessions more than he does on this channel. But that's just me. That's just
true.
Me. But,
I'll actually push back against that.
Go ahead.
The problem is that he's not going to sit there and do like debate anymore. like I'm pretty sure like he'll get call-ins from like either conservatives or sometimes he'll talk to liberals. I think the thing that really pushed him over was he was debating one of the tankies on TikTok. And the dude sat there just admitted while he was losing the debate. He just sat there and admitted, like, "Oh, I'm just going to get so much clout over this like conversation." And he's like, "Yeah, there you go. I knew it. This is what all this is about, right? It was supposed to just sit there and just get clout." Now, if you want to leave that like debate space or that drama space, that's understandable because ever since that Cat Black thing, you come to realize that a good portion of his audience actually does not like drama. Which I was surprised by that too. That really weighted me out. And if you want to sit there and honestly, I think he should probably do more debates. But yeah, if he's sitting there filtering out who he's going to sit there and debate, I don't sit there and blame him. Especially even if you do well, especially against tankies. The point isn't like doing well. The point is that you're just giving them content because nearly everything you know here, you basically
they're just going to clip and chip.
Yeah, they're just going to either clip, chip, or they're going to sit there and no matter what their daddy creator did, you're just going to go ahead.
Wait, cool, great. Who are we talking about again?
I mean, this is true too, right? Like we're talking about Ian Kaczynski, right? But
who are we talking about again? I'm sorry. Like, how did he get big? Constantly calling into Destiny streams, debating him about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Is this the same man that had clips of him talking online and being clipped out of context already?
That's true. I would say my pushback would be not so much tankies, because I think tankies are fun. They make themselves look stupid to most people anyways. Like, when you watch like that non-compete Lunar Oil thing, they had a fucking coaching stream for 4 hours.
Oh,
they brought on all the people that have been jilted by Vosh, and they all sat there like the angry ex-wives / ex-husbands club.
No.
Like, that was kind of funny watching that shit.
No.
Like, I didn't take that. I stopped taking them seriously after that.
No,
but
I stopped taking them seriously, and I will give you this, and I'll let you finish. This man had a video of how we can transform societies, and he says, "Well, of course there are going to be some people that aren't going to agree with them. We're going to make camps."
Yeah, re-education camps. Mr. He's an anarcho-communist too. That's the funny thing, right? This dude doesn't believe in power structures. This motherfucker telling everyone, "Hey, we're going to build some re-education camps, teach people the right way to do things by gunpoint."
But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But when you say
that's all good, I'm loving this. I think the issue is, and this is the worst part. Like, I noticed something online, like before the 2020 election. Like, there was a level of dishonesty that right wingers wouldn't cross. If that makes sense, like they still tried to keep it within the realm of reality. And it's like now the Trump, especially after January 6th, that motherfucker has just flown off the wheel with shit. And these people are like spinning their tails backwards trying to defend it. And in doing so, they're just not playing with the same cards anymore. Like, they're just outside the realm of reality. Like, what was it? Remember the Afghanistan pullout?
Yeah.
And there's that joke, the Alden's number joke.
Oh.
And they pulled out the General Alden's plan. And that motherfucker's like, yeah, I agreed with General Alden's plan. It's like, you didn't even know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to Afghanistan. And you're going to turn around and get up on a fucking debate stage? You could have turned around and said, "Oh, look, I'm not too clued in on this. Let me just do a bit of research, come back to me." Didn't even do that. He just ran with that shit.
You talk about Rob, right?
Still has a platform.
Rob. You talk about Rob.
Yeah, Rob, yeah.
Yeah, he I know what you're talking about. He because they did even the moderator was sitting there laughing with all this number. They sit there just laughing.
This dude's been like, that moderator's been hit with so many Alden jokes. He knew what was up. I remember the first time he didn't realize what was up was when Vosh was having that debate with some dude in the middle of fucking Philippines or some shit. Mm-hmm. And there was all these Alden number questions were starting to pop in. Like, hey, because this guy was arguing against climate change or some shit. And he's like, "Are you aware of Alden's number?" Are you aware of Olden's number? It's just popping up throughout the chat as far as donos and shit are concerned. And then he started cottoning onto it. And yeah, like you said, as soon as Rob ran with that, and he's like, yeah, General Olden's plan, it was awesome, man. Like, I think they should have stuck with it. And everyone's just laughing except him. And he's sitting there like, fuck, man, this guy's not playing with a full deck. Like, there's no use. Here's the thing, man. Like, there's a saying. I mean, everyone knows the saying. Like, when you argue with a fool, you leave with two, right? Like, you yourself will just be just as stupid dealing with someone like that. Yeah. And it's the same thing when you're arguing with crazy people. Like, you debate a crazy person, they're willing to go to the depths of crazy that, like, any other sane person would have pulled that motherfucking handbrake on, like, 30 minutes ago. And they don't give a fuck. And the other one, another example of that was, like, actual Justice Warrior. In, what was it, the first debate that came back for Hippy Dippy?
Yeah, I saw he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
He got clapped up.
Wait! Before you mention that, shout out. I'm still slated to be on Hippy Dippy this Sunday at 3 p.m.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna have to scope that out.
As the scout, like, I know it's just like, it's just one of those things where it's just like they're scouting for people. So I hope I do well, but
you will do
well. I love that Dylan's bringing Hippy Dippy back. I just wish that we had good opposition to be able to chuck in there. Like, anyone that's reasonable. Like, as much as I hate the dude, but Ben Shapiro is still not this level of crazy that you're getting on the Hippy Dippy at the moment from the right. Like, even he has that limit. Even Dave motherfucking Rubin has that limit. He'll be like, nah, I'm not going to do this. Like,
no, he doesn't. He doesn't have that limit.
He doesn't have any shame. But he definitely has a limit to how crazy he's willing to sound online.
I'm just waiting for Dave Rubin for the bag to just be like, yo, I'm no longer gay anymore.
Oh, no. Trust me when I say, like, when being a centrist and a liberal gets super popular, like, people start pumping money behind that, I guarantee you're going to see a fucking 720, a 540. He's going to spin back and be like, hey, maybe we went a bit too far with this. Spin back around and go, maybe we didn't go too far. Maybe we didn't go far enough.
No,
and then spin right back into the center and be like, why I left the right.
Most centrists
running with that shit.
Most centrists now are like Dave Rubin online.
Yeah, but those aren't really centrists, though. They're just right-wingers that are too ashamed to admit it.
Wait, no. Y'all forget when he was trying to have a surrogate with his husband, and they literally was like, yo.
They were dragging him.
And then he blamed the left.
Yeah.
He blamed the left.
Like, the left can't let me be happy. It's like, nah, motherfucker. Like, that's not us. We don't give a fuck whether you have children. All those people sitting there turning around saying, this is against my religion. You think they're leftists? Get the fuck out of here.
No, he blamed the left because the left seems so radical that the right is going against me for having a child. I was
Can you imagine connecting those dots? Shit.
All right, let's get back to the video.
And he's not insane enough to do what that Rob guy did or actual Justice Warrior. That's some wild shit.
Yeah, he is. What are you talking about? He's absolutely He did it in front of Destiny in a Piers Morgan debate.
No, he did it to appease a lot of chuds. Like, he had a lot of right wingers that he's trying to keep afloat. But you could tell he was lying, and he even knew he was lying at that point. He's not sitting there signing up saying, I agree with General Alden's plan, even though General Alden don't exist.
If one thing Dave Rubin has learned is to shut up and not speak when he doesn't know. He's learned that the hard way. He's learned that the hard way. That he didn't always know that, but he learned that the hard way. All right, let's get back to
it now. Exactly.
Go back. Yeah.
She will expand the startup expense tax deduction for new businesses from $5,000 to $50,000. So it's like a tax credit. Take on bad actors and bring down costs. I'm assuming this is about her going after like price gouging. Strengthen and bring down the cost of healthcare. I don't really know much about this. She wants to make.
So this is Kamala's plan. Nobody's on the left is literally advocating for this. They're not speaking about it. They're not going over it. I understand it's boring. I understand it doesn't get the clicks, like dropping the nuke. But like, you want Kamala to win over Trump, right? Yeah, that's what y'all want. Like, shout out to Xander Hall was like, yo, y'all starting to sound like y'all pro-Trump the way y'all was dogging on Biden.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are Jill signs. Like the thing is, because many to them, especially, I'm sorry, a lot of them are like privileged people. I don't want to sit there bringing race because privilege is privilege, but many of them are like second thought, Rathbone. Nearly all these white tankies are really just sitting there and ultra privileged people that no matter who wins, they're not sitting there affected. And many of the people who are like pro-Palestinian, and you sit there and look up, oh, they're comfortably right there in the UK, not knowing that Trump will turn Gaza into a glass floor.
Yeah, glass museum. Like the most notable thing that draws my memory for this sort of stuff, because it fucking drives me nuts, is do you remember Carl Kalinske, that Carl Kalinske Brianna Joy Gray thing? And Lonabox was covering it. And he starts talking about how, like, Brianna Joy Gray is talking about everyone's student debt being relieved. Like healthcare, like universal healthcare and shit. And he's like, look, they're all great things. But if you look at all the things that Biden's done, like the NLRB appointments, the legislation they've passed to push for union representation, to increase the union density. Like, to someone like Brianna Joy Gray, who isn't part of the union, who doesn't work a normal 9 to 5, she just leeches fucking Patreon money. Like, those things aren't big. But for someone who's working 3 jobs, trying to afford a living standard for their children in like a 2-bedroom apartment or a 1-bed, even a studio apartment, like downtown, those appointments and that legislation being passed may mean that they can drop a job to be able to and still be able to afford shit because the wages have increased. It may also mean that they're able to, like the education funding boosts and such, they're able to send their kid to a good school. Brianna Joy Gray doesn't give a fuck about that. Her parents were teaching in Saudi Arabia. Like, she's been living with a silver spoon in her mouth for a minute. Like,
the child tax credit.
Yeah, those are fucking massive for a working family.
You know what they say? The Democrats didn't let it get passed. Last time
Yeah,
I checked, it was 50 Republicans that was trying to stop that.
Yeah,
Biden let the Supreme Court get rid of Roe versus Wade. No, he didn't. That's not how this works.
No.
They will not pass a civics test. I guarantee you, fourth grade civics test, they will not pass it. Like, it's so frustrating.
Biden didn't get rid of student loan debt. He got rid of student loan debt for about 5 million people, and he was trying to get more. But the Supreme Court said, "Nah, bro, that's not how that works."
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, these people, like you said, Icon, like these people, they all live in a bubble. They all live in this bubble of privilege where none of those are massive changes for other people, but to them it's incremental. So they don't give a fuck about it. It doesn't pop up on their radar. It's like, even for me, that's an incremental change. But I'm at least smart enough to know, like, fuck, I'm pretty privileged. I'm going to keep fighting for those little gains. Because it's like fucking Remember the Titans, like a game of inches, right? Football's a game of inches. This shit's a game of inches too. You take every inch you can get, and you keep pushing for more inches.
No,
it isn't like overnight you're going to get socialism. Oh, this is great. That's not how it works.
No, you telling me stuff that took decades and centuries in some cases of indoctrination should be overturned because they laid down an argument from 150 years ago and says, boom, because socialism.
I got all my answers. Yeah.
What kills me is, and again, these people try to reference King, but they don't talk about none of the King. Oh, the letter from Birmingham is about white liberals. Like, you don't get the ones they talk about were conservatives back then. And even then, okay, letter from Birmingham. What was the letter saying besides white liberals? What besides those 2 words? What was white liberals? Or what was the letter from Birmingham? Huh? What? The I Have a Dream speech. You know, conservatives, at least they know that the one line. But some of these people don't know any of the lines that's on our left. The one speech I bring up, the one that Hassan should actually know because his uncle's referencing it all the time about the drum major instinct, where he's talking about how he was talking to the cops that's in jail, trying to convert them over to his side.
Yeah.
These people forget about, and I get it. It feels good to be like, yo, revolution. Yeah, I want revenge. But that don't solve nothing. We know it don't solve nothing.
I will sit there and say this, like maybe the fans sit there and sit there and scream that like, yo, I want revolution. Like they'll sit there and LARP about that. The creators, many of the creators,
they don't want at all. I know exactly what I'm saying. Hassan would die if there was a communist revolution because he's part of the rich people, and we know
he's part of the bourgeoisie.
Exactly.
One thing about tankies, and funny enough, every time they get into power, ironically, the first ones that always get killed are the anarchists and socialists.
Yes.
Those are the first ones. And funny enough, the bourgeoisie get to live through everything. They don't want to get rid of it. They want to control it. Like that's the sad truth. The online tankies are just MAGA, but replace the Bible with theory.
Wait, I get one for you. I remember
it's not just. I'd go even further. Like it's like I think I mentioned in one of the earlier rants that I did on my videos. It's like not just those tankies. It's a lot of progressives in this space aren't really progressives. They're just a different brand of reactionary.
No. Here's
like they just want.
Here's the thing.
They just want to leave us.
I'll clear it up. What they are is they want to be part of the in group, but they're part of the out group. And because they're part of the out group, oh no, this is bad. This is bad. And as soon as they get part of the in group, they act in the same way. They're acting.
Guarantee they'll be the first ones closing that fucking door. Like let's say Privilege is a restaurant, right? And they're stuck outside with the doorman. The moment they get let in, they're slamming that door shut, being like, no one else can come in. Like it's pretty clear to see that. Like Jackson Hinkle does that shit.
Yeah, they'll talk about the cops in the United States, which many of them have a point, but then they'll speak about, we got to do education camps. Oh, we have secret police, but oh no, it's different. It's different from regular police. I swear it's different. We need to invade this country because, blood and soil. But no, it's different, though. It's different from what America does. It's different from what the UK does.
We need to get rid of the white people that live here because they've been colonizing us for too long.
But have you ever thought? I want to ask both of you guys. Have you ever thought America bad?
I think it was an interview with a Chinese diplomat.
Mm-hmm. With Mehdi Hassan and the Chinese diplomat, the former spokesperson.
It sounds like, I would like to sit there and visit, see his conditions. He goes, you can visit like with an escort. He goes, wait, why would I need an escort?
Yeah.
Or how come every time someone says anything about your government, they're silenced or like, we use black bag as a meme, but maybe these people like disappear. And he goes, you'll take seriously with someone like threatens your president. He goes, that's not the same. We're criticizing president. We can sit there and say like, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Trump, without no repercussions. But you criticize their government over there, and they just disappear, and people are okay with this.
Wait. They disappeared the whole image of Winnie the Pooh over there.
Yeah, because it looked a little too close to Pink. A little too close for comfort there.
Oh, and
Christopher Robin.
Yeah. Wasn't it like a ton of homeless people like under the bridge?
Yeah, the sign was internet. That's exactly what I'm bringing up.
Yeah, like look how revolutionary they are. They have internet under the bridge. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's no different from Tucker Carlson, like walking through that shopping mall in Russia and be like,
even have bread here.
Oh wow, they have coin. Just put the trolley back, the shopping cart back, and get your coin back. Oh, this is amazing. We don't have any of this in America. It's like,
do you know why they do that? They do that so that people don't put the carts out in the middle of the street. They're not stealing the carts. Who the fuck wants a shopping cart?
Wait. You're telling me Russia has the same type of technology that we've had for motherfucking Aldi's for the last 30 years?
Decades. It was wild to me when I saw that, and I was like, I'm in Australia. We have that shit here everywhere because it's just to stop people from leaving their trolleys everywhere, and it saves the business money from having to get someone to get a tractor and pull all those carts together.
Hold on.
That's what they do. They have these trolleys.
This is America broadcast. We call them carts now.
Oh, I mean, let's go with shopping carts. All right, we'll do that because we use carts and trolleys interchangeably here. But
America,
yeah, it's there to stop people from leaving their carts in the middle of the car park for someone else to hit or for it to roll into someone else, and they don't have to pay someone to go and collect it. If anything,
I'm one of those people that gets those.
Yeah, I used to have to do it when I was young. Like that was one of my first summer jobs, is going around pushing shopping carts in like 40-degree heat. So it's like 100 and something degrees, maybe 110. Is 110 degrees Fahrenheit 40 degrees? Something like that, anyways. But yeah.
Try doing it in 40-degree weather. Fahrenheit. 40-degree weather Fahrenheit.
Oh, I've done that. Like here, it gets cold enough. In Australia, we get into the negatives here, where I live. So we have extreme heat and then extreme cold. I had to do it in winter as well. Although you can rug up, but it's not like I've been to Chicago. I remember my first memory of Chicago was like, I think it was like 40 degrees when we landed. It was October sometime. My uncle was like, hope you got your jacket. And I was like, fuck that shit. I don't need a jacket. I'm from Canberra. This place is fucking cold. We get ice. We don't get snow. We skip over snow and get the ice. And I step out, and that wind chill that hit me. And when I stepped out of O'Hare, and I was like, "Oh fuck! I don't think I'm gonna have my fingers at the end when we get to this car."
And
put the heater up to heat.
And a day later, it was in the 70s, probably.
Yeah, it was like 70s. It was blue skies outside. We're sitting in the air conditioning, like, oh man. What the fuck is going on here? This is just like Canberra weather, but worse.
People think that's an exaggeration, but it is literally true.
Dude, try pushing carts in 20-degree weather in New York traffic, parking lot. Like twice, I literally got hit by a car. One time because a grandmother was talking to her grandson, not looking at the road.
That is a new type of hell, and I am glad that I no longer have to do that. I just sit in the call center all day and go through so much stress, I get heart problems. Yeah. But working class issues ain't an issue for some of these people. Because
this is something. So I remember you covering this. Tyler, what's his name? Westside Tyler was going on. I'm going to say this because I've worked in a contact center before too, and that work is fucking hard, man. Like the amount of emotional energy it drains, just talking to people, having to deal with them whinging at you. And then trying to turn them from a detractor to an advocate, that shit ain't easy. I had this other job for a little while when I first moved up to Brisbane, which is like up in Queensland. It's just hot weather all year round. And I used to go into pools and I would scrape all the previous rendering of the pool out. So in America, you guys probably have like vinyl pools.
Yeah.
In Australia, we have Marvelite, which is like concrete, and then they put this resin epoxy over the top of it. And I'd sit there with an angle grinder in like 38 degrees. And just scrape all that shit out so we can redo it. And I would rather do that in the contact center.
By the way, it's an Aussie that I love watching down there. It's called Drain Cleaning Australia. That motherfucker is so fucking funny. Oh, we got this chock-a-block. And I'm like, what the I can't with this guy. I'd rather be out here than sitting in the spinny chair in the office. It's like it's infectious. He's like the Steve Irwin of plumbing.
Yeah, Steve Irwin's accent isn't like he puts it on a little bit, but that's standard. Especially if they're up in Queensland, that's standard. They'll have like I'll do a Queensland accent like fucking. I got the auger out and I shoved it in the plumbing to try and clear it up, and fucking hell, mate, it's got a whole bunch of shit there. Fucking had to scoop it all out, eh? It's fucking wild, mate.
It's like Bob's your mother's brother. Like the fuck?
Yeah, Bob's your uncle. You wait till you hear the language we use. Like I picked up a whole bunch of Queensland slang because like it's all Queensland slang. They're like, I'll hit you up on Tuesday, or I'll give you a hoy on Tuesday. And I had to get someone to translate that for me 3 times. Like, what the fuck is he saying? He's like, I'll give you a call on Tuesday. And I was like, oh, fuck, you could have just said that. Like, shit.
All right. Are we going to finish this video or not? Like, because we off on so many tangents. All right, let's go.
Make permanent the Biden-Harris tax credit enhancements. that are lowering healthcare premiums by an average of about $800 a year. So it looks like she wants to expand on what Biden did with legislation on his watch. She wants to expand the caps on insulin and the $2,000 out-of-pocket cap. She wants to expand that from seniors to all Americans. So she has talked a little bit about that, protect and strengthen Social Security and Medicare, support American innovation and work.
Why don't a lot of these online casts ever say this of what happened under the Biden administration?
Because the worst thing,
tankies.
No, the worst thing that they feel that can happen is people confuse them for liberals. They would rather, like they it's the one thing they're constantly afraid of. To be considered liberals.
But liberals do shit. Liberals do shit.
Reddit and many online spaces allowed people to give their political thoughts and ideas and made their lives slightly easier. But at the same time, it also made them extremely lazy and get into a hug box. It goes, I'm nice and cool right here. Like, change is nice, but hey, like talking about these issues or the policies that are doing good for Biden, my audience doesn't like that, or I don't feel they will like that, so I'm just going to keep catering to these people. Look at it. Oh, look at the likes and comments. Oh, I sit there and love it. I love it. Oh, someone said something bad. Hey, mob, you know what to do.
But here's the thing.
That ratio.
Here's the thing. Even outlets like the Young Turks don't talk about this bullshit, and they're far from being tankies.
Oh, that gas, dude. I don't even consider them center left. Like, that gas leak is just borderline insane at this point. Like, they are really just one step below Dave Rubin, in my God honest opinion.
They've been drifting pretty hard at the moment, which is sad to see, because they were like, back in the 2014, back in like that Gamergate shit, they were like leading the charge with talking points against chuds and stuff like that. And man, it's been hard to watch them slip down that slope.
Here's the thing, I can kind of get it because they're trying to do some advocacy, but it's so piss poor. One minute they're centrist, which is fine if you're trying to pull people over. The other minute they're extreme lefties, and there's no consistency to it.
Wait, what? Like, when are they seen lefties? Like, the most thing they are is maybe slightly offensive, mostly on gay issues, and that's about it.
So if Biden isn't doing health Medicare for all, then he felt his presidency.
That's far lefty thing. Okay.
Because Sinema and Manchin is in the Democratic Party, and because they allow it, then it's all of their fault. Like, wait, what? Y'all realize that there are Democrats in these states, and it's best to have them on your side than not have those states?
I will say that, like, Joe Manchin is Joe Manchin. He's never been a bullshitter, like, on his positions and stuff. But Kirsten Sinema definitely lied her way into that job.
Of course she did.
She bullshit. But Joe Manchin don't give a fuck. He's made it very clear he's about Joe Manchin. That's it.
But the thing about it is,
who's the other one, that fake progressive? The guy that basically stood a salute for Netanyahu.
I don't remember that one. What I was trying to say and communicate is this: what they want Joe Biden to do is go up every day and say, "These two bastards, they're not voting. They keeping you from your health care. They keeping you from the socialism."
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. That really got me annoyed when people were saying that. I was like, what are you expecting to do? You can't just weaponize against Joe Manchin, because Joe Manchin is going to turn around and be like, all right, then I'm just going to go and be a Republican now.
Yes.
Like, I'm pretty much a Republican on everything but name only. Let me just go and join that party.
Yes. And this, like, I get the boldness sometimes, but sometimes, and this is, again, my problem with the online left. They don't know how to play politics.
No, they don't.
No.
They really don't.
How are you shitting on AOC?
Oh, God.
Oh, she voted president. She didn't stand up for her beliefs. Like, dog, like, you can't do that all the time.
No,
sometimes you gotta,
I love it when what she said about Jill Stein. You are not
Oh,
serious.
100%.
On the breakfast call, he said, like, yo, AOC, you know what AOC does? She wins elections.
Bowman. Oh, they came up with money against him. Money don't buy votes like y'all say it does. He's just unpopular in his district.
Or my personal favorite. Wait, Bowman, you mean
the guy who pulled the fire alarm and just like, I don't know if I pulled it.
Oh, the thing that annoys me is that they've been mad at AOC ever since they said, "Oh, she stole the Green New Deal." She made it mainstream. Y'all couldn't get it further than Twitter. No. She actually made it mainstream, and rather than working with her, because in your eyes she's a liberal, y'all want nothing to sit there and do with her.
Yeah.
And
the reason why they got upset with her because she said Nancy Pelosi was like Mama Bear. That's when they got mad at her. She went on The View and said Nancy Pelosi's like Mama Bear. They have a hate boner for Nancy Pelosi.
I have a disdain for The View too, but yeah, that thing really, Jesus Christ. And
let's keep it a being like. I don't have the utmost respect or love for Pelosi either, but I'm not going to sit there and let a Donald Trump get into power because of my hate boner for Pelosi. Because I hate Donald Trump more. Like,
much more.
Yeah, much more.
Who would you rather have as Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson or Nancy Pelosi?
I'd rather have Pelosi. King Jeffries. You plug in whoever the fuck it is that will help get us, like, even if it's like a centimeter, like a half an inch closer to progressive shit, I would rather them than fucking Mike Jones, Mr. Monitor my son, and hold him accountable for the porn he watches.
Wait. First of all, this is American broadcast. I understand that, but this is a broadcast. This is a channel that deals with science. You can speak in real measurements. Centimeters are fine.
Centimeter, okay, perfect. we'll go with the metric. Let you guys catch up.
Real measurements.
Yeah, we'll go with the metrics. A centimeter. I would rather that than Mr. Watch Porn with my son to keep him accountable. Like,
you know what the messed up part about it is? I have a 17-year-old daughter. At 14, I gave her my Crunchyroll password, and I was like, "Just make sure you don't watch nothing crazy that somebody can walk in on." Just don't watch anything crazy, because we know Crunchyroll has some crazy shit. But
that's some wild shit on Crunchyroll.
But like just don't, like, I don't want to hear the complaint. Just don't. Just be careful. The same conversation I would have had with my 14-year-old. Like, don't keep your tabs open if somebody walk in the room.
Don't. Just be better at managing your tax files.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass.
Do you know somebody was actually out there defending the fact that I said the video? And we're gonna end this in a little bit because I'm tired. I said the problem with Raj not debating is 3 problems. 1, the motherfucker's burnt out. We can all just see that man is burnt out with his videos. He's just at a point where he just needs to take a couple of months off. Go away for a minute.
So true. It's true.
Go away for a minute.
I definitely agree with that.
And recharge.
I agree with that.
Because he's constantly angry. He's constantly worried about, that's the reason why he said he don't want to do debates. You guys are not going to really like watching it. Do you have the principles to do it or not? Are you scared of losing or not? And the whole, not too many serious people want to take a debate with them because horses. And the fact that you don't defend yourself online, well, it's a short stack goblin and just leave it at that. Tough. What happened to these ain't real people? What happened to it's just drawn? What happened to, like, he can't make those arguments because, one, he kind of shit on AI art a lot, but he uses it to, like, nasty. Secondly, it's indicative of a lot of people on the left of these online spaces where they get so big that they need to keep the facade up where real allegations happen to them. Oh, that's not big enough. Oh, that's not this. This is not this. Like, no, dude. Somebody slips the N word on Megyn Kelly, and y'all ready to crucify them, and just like, yeah, let's do it. But you release a porn folder on stream. Oh no, it's not a big deal.
The worst part is he didn't own up to it. Like, he kept trying to skirt it and like downplay it. He could have just been like, look, I like looking at some creepy shit. Like, I'm a freak. You guys already know this shit about me. Like, you see me on the streams with my ex. We do some wild shit here. But he didn't do that. He was like just trying to downplay it and downplay it and downplay it. He could have just simply said, got some freaky shit. I fucked up. I shouldn't have had it in the folder that I send to H&R Block every April. Like, I should have just kept this shit clean, kept these files separate. But here we are. I fucked up. My bad. Mea culpa. Let's keep pushing. I'm here to fight for rights and shit like that. But he didn't do that. Like, he just
that would have been perfect. Yeah, that would have been perfect.
Look, the shit with Demon Mama about, oh, he used the wrong. He didn't do, like, no, motherfuckers. Y'all are lefties, and y'all talking about, well, if we're going to talk about it, contract law, and we're going to talk about how the channel wasn't good, and you making the same excuses that you get mad at capitalists for making.
Yeah.
Same exact one.
And then the whole, like, I get it. Look, I just went to a poly meetup, a kink meetup the other day. But I am not advocating, no, we just need to have it all out in the open and shit. Like, no, dude, stop.
No.
Stop. It is, y'all in the Discord, even the not safe for work art is not people busting it open. All spread out, talking about, oh yeah, look at my cock and look at my horse cock, and I want it. Like, no, that's not a thing that should be around in a way that y'all are pushing it. Well, they're just trying to say, like, no. Even if it was straight shit, we wouldn't want that here everywhere. But y'all are thinking it's okay because y'all trying to make it part of your, like, and I know these are smaller creators. Most of y'all don't know it, but the Xena and Poppy stuff,
yep.
Like, yeah,
I saw that.
That's not okay, dog. That's not okay.
Like, I never even got into that drama. I just know for a while they just stopped streaming.
And it's just
they did like. I was vibing with them when they were talking about the whole like hurt versus harm.
Yeah.
After they went on, I was like, oh yeah, this is good shit. And then just all the drama or something, like, fuck, like.
Oh yeah, I know there's a lot of Twitter drama with someone else too. Yeah, thing like consent and things like that. Because I used to actually like.
It was It was retroactive assault because they didn't stay together.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. It was retroactive assault because after you pressure somebody to come and visit you and, not pressure somebody into the copulation, but kind of like, they was like, yeah, if I come out there, stuff happens, but you're not going to be together. And you took it as like, oh no, if we sleep together, then we're going to take it. Like, yeah, that's just first part of the drama. Second part is, it's like one video that I had with my kid because we was having fun. But do you think that I would talk about suing my kid over them wanting to live on their own or be on their own? They already 24.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's weird. That's the best way to put that. This is why I've always said, if you're gonna be a progressive, stay the fuck out of drama. Like, you don't need that shit. It doesn't matter how much it wets your palate when it comes to getting you paid. You stay the fuck out of drama. Unless you want to be a designated drama channel, stay the fuck out of it.
And that's cool.
It is.
You can be progressive and be drama. Cool. Great.
Exactly.
But don't use it. And don't say, all these people are bad over there because they engage in drama.
Yeah, don't moralize people. Exactly. Like, just keep that drama out of progressive spaces. You can do the drama shit. You can stream and cover all that stuff if you hold progressive views, but just do the best you can to stop mixing these motherfuckers, because I guarantee you there's a whole bunch of right-wingers out there that watch this and they just take it and use it as a poster child for why we are useless and stuff like that.
No, yeah, agree with you there. Honestly, it feels like, and this is what pisses me off the most, is that a lot of people, especially many leftists, wind up becoming like the leftists they used to complain about during Gamergate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. That video that Big Joe did. Oh my God! Why did you have to be the stereotype of what they think of the new male soy boy type? And it's infuriating because you get idiots like who is that plastic Ken doll melted half, the dude that's on Fox News.
The guy that thought he was Korean for a while, or said he was Korean.
I don't know. No,
He's a British guy.
No, he's American. He looks like not Hannity, but he's like a younger version of Hannity.
Oh, I think I know. He does the Fox morning show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah, it looks like his face is made out of like that resin. Yeah, I know what you mean with the the Ken tan. Yeah, and it looks like it's all plastic and shit. I know what you're talking about.
He was like, men don't vote liberal, and if you're only voting liberal, you can you're only doing it to impress women. And I'm like, that's kind of true because like I respect people. I don't care if they have a stick or a snatch. It doesn't matter to me. But like, you're just wrong, dog.
I've seen that on TikTok too. Like one guy said, if you vote for Kamala, they're voting it because their wives, so they try to impress their wives.
Wait. Is that black dude? Is that black dude
with braids?
No, he got a cut. He got the black hairstyle. He's got a fade. But he was like, if you vote for because I was watching the dude cover it. He was like, if you vote for if you see all these people that's talking about how Kamala Harris reminds you of your auntie or your mama or your baby mama, and he was like, he was giving the whole red pill reason for not liking women, but he's gay. Like, for real.
Well, is that Herschel Walker's son?
I know what you're talking about. Okay, now I know.
Like, dude,
is that Herschel Walker's son?
I don't know what the guy's name is.
Like Jesse Walker or some shit.
Yes. Jesse Walker. Yes.
He's like giving.
I remember some dumbass name like that.
He's giving this reason of like why men wouldn't want to vote for a woman, and it's just like. And it's like he's talking about him, and he's just like he's having these conversations as if he dates women. I'm like, dog, you gay. You don't have these problems. Why are you worried about that? And it's just like
this shit don't concern you, brother. Get the fuck out the room. That sort of thing.
Like cool, great. You sound like you got about 3 baby mamas out there, but you don't. You like men. You don't have that problem. I, as somebody who is divorced, should have that problem, but I don't have that problem. Dog, you gay. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. It's like, why are you talking about baby mama problems? You ain't got none.
Yeah, you ain't got no baby mama. What are you talking about? Wild shit. That when I heard that, I was like, the first thing I thought about was like you said, like, man, you don't have any skin in this game to begin with. Like, who are you telling me? Like, I'm not going to vote for Kamala because I can't vote. I'm not a U.S. citizen. But, like, my uncle, he's voting Kamala. You're going to tell me he's doing it because he wants to impress his wife? Like, not because he doesn't like Donald Trump?
All right. Here, I found it. And this is going. So, this is Reese Waters. Shout out to Reese Waters. I've watched a couple of his videos, and he hasn't disappointed me yet. But let's gush this. Let's watch this.
Or I wouldn't call it. You can't cancel these turtles. It's just off-putting off the top. Like I like you just saying stuff.
I'm going to tell you why black men are never going to vote for Kamala Harris, and it has nothing to do with the fact that she is quote unquote black.
I'm also doing a hard fight in stream, so not hard. I know Alex is going to see this. I know it's not hard. Alex, shut up. But And I'm also kind of a healer, so I actually have to pay attention to these morons. But I'm listening, guys.
All right, no problem, man. We about to end it in a minute.
We starting out hot. We are starting out hot. He wanted in on the birtherism. Wow, the nerve of a man whose own party won't even claim him. Yes, you were showered with slurs at an event for your own party is not even claiming you. Apparently, the gays aren't claiming you by the look of your page. The nerve of the unclaimed to try and not claim Kamala Harris. It's like going to the airport and seeing unclaimed luggage just arguing with one another.
Black men are never going to vote for Kamala Harris because over the next 3 to 4 months, we are all going to be basically hit with this onslaught of all of these black women that are going to be telling black men that if they do not shut up and they do not get in line behind Kamala Harris, then there are all these sorts of things. They're going to be calling us all kinds of dogs. We hate black women. We don't respect them, etc., etc.
When does that start? I've seen you got to get it.
All right, I've wondered that too. When does that start? She been a candidate for like a month and a half now. When does that you hate these people start? I don't know. Anyway, it was fun having a conversation with you guys, and we're going to talk about some other stuff later. By the way, Icon.
Likewise.
Since you played a healer, I'm gonna tell you this. You know the best role that I actually did in MMOs, sorcery healer for DCUO.
Okay.
I burnt through. Look, the complaint from one of the trolls like, why are you burning through so much like energy? I was like, Tank, how's that going for you? Tank was like, shut up. We need this. Oh, I gotta get back into DCUO when I play it, but but no, seriously, guys, we need to have a conversation about why consoles are just best and PC players are just mad and angry because the consoles are starting to step into the realm of just being better than PCs right now.
How can you say that with the PS5 Pro like introduction? To say that with your whole chest, that's incredible. Like, come on.
Look. Advanced ray tracing, PSSR, the pisser, that type of technology that's not in any chip right now, and 2 terabytes of SSD.
Yeah, that's pretty juicy. That's pretty. I think. Sorry, finish some noodles. I think the PCs have their place. Like, they're really good for certain things because there are certain games that you just will not be able to play on a console. Like
RTS.
Have you ever heard of Star Citizen by Robert Space Industries?
No, RTS. I will give you that. RTS on PlayStation on consoles kind of suck unless you literally get a mouse and a keyboard.
It's not even like just RTS. Like Space Industries is like an RPG, but it's completely open world. The universe is now massive. Like, it's still in beta. They haven't even finished the game yet. I don't think they'll ever finish it. You can basically jump in a ship, hop on board, turn the thrusters on, and leave like a port, and then go out into outer orbit seamlessly. You couldn't do that on a console. There's not enough power unless you built a console that is as powerful as a PC.
Elite Dangerous.
It's not going to happen.
Elite Dangerous.
But
Dangerous.
I think that sorry.
Elite Dangerous. Well, we're not gonna talk about that. Elite Dangerous.
We'll get into it. But I think consoles are good. I prefer consoles to PCs because it's just easy to access them. All you have to do is put a disc in and start playing, or download it and start playing. There's no muss or fuss when it comes to building a rig up and stuff like that, and you don't have to pay half a kidney's worth for it. Like,
10 years ago.
There are benefits to a PC when it comes to raw power, but sometimes you don't need that shit when you're playing games. You just want to be able to relax. And if I'm not playing Flight Simulator, console's going to do my job for me.
Okay. Let's be honest. Flight Simulator is shit on consoles and on PC.
It's shit on shit PCs. You got to spend a lot of fucking money to get Flight Simulator to be good.
If it's buying a 4080... a 4080, then at that point you might as well just be like, Fuck it, I'm doing a 40-90.
Yeah, at that point, you might as well just have both. If you sit down out here with a 40-90, just buy both. Just buy the Cosmo PC.
Yeah.
Like, just collect it. Like,
yeah, it's pretty much it, right? Like, you're still gonna have a console if you're playing Flight Simulator because you got the money for that shit. Because, like you said, 40-90. Like, you're gonna need that shit to be able to fly properly.
Icon, let me ask you a question.
sorry.
How often do you use your disk drive on your PC?
I don't right now. I really don't.
You're talking. Wait. So you're telling me the outrage that PC guys make about not having a disk drive about a game, a console being $700 is just full outrage?
Are we really making this joke right now? Because we can go there. I'd love to go there.
Dude, I gotta go to bed. No, because I keep telling both of y'all, let's get on stream. Let's have more streams. Actually start kicking off streams. But no, y'all don't want to do it because of reasons.
Fuck it, let's do it. If you're willing to watch me paint models for the discussion, I'm more than happy to do that shit. It's just my camera's gonna look shit.
You are
that's all good. I'm happy to do it.
You are from Australia. That's a place where literally everything is made to kill you. The weather, the animals, they're all there to kill you. You literally have don't you have something called a rock spider that's known to be in your shoes and literally paralyze you?
No. The rock spider means something completely different. That's a different term. You want to know what a rock spider is?
What is
you know how you guys use the term PDF file? Like that's what a rock spider is because they get in all the cracks. That's what they call it.
Well, be careful for those drop bears out there.
It's not the drop bears that get it's none of the mammals are. It's the shit that you can't see. It's the funnel web spiders, the redbacks. They'll fuck you up.
No,
and then like
let's be
if you're in the water, it's box jellyfish.
Wait, is this also true that like usually that like in some public places there's a bunch of frogs, but you have to if you go to a stall that has no frogs, you have to be very careful because there could be a snake there that's eating the frogs.
Either like if you go anywhere where it's too quiet, so like if you're in the Northern Territory or far north Queensland, for example, and you go to a beach and there's no one there, no animals, birds are like hanging all the way out the beach, you got to worry because at that point there's probably a saltwater crocodile watching you, and they eat people. Like they eat British backpackers all the time. And then
look, I was joking a little bit about the drop bears, but you get a koala to bite you, you dead, or you walk away with STD.
Koala, like you can probably get herpes from it, but koalas are pretty like they don't really bite. They just climb a tree and get away from you. It's kangaroos. Where I live, there's kangaroos everywhere. And I remember this one story, like it was a newspaper story. So like my parents used to have this house that backs onto a golf course, and all the neighbors would take their dogs onto the golf course, let them chase the kangaroos and shit. This one time, this neighbor did that. Like we don't know the lady, but she popped up in the news, and the kangaroo caught her dog. So she's like, fuck, I got to get it. Runs there, grabs the dog by the collar, which is the worst thing you can do with a kangaroo because that male kangaroo just like let go of the dog and just changed targets immediately. And then like they got sharp claws. She broke her ribs getting kicked by the kangaroo. Yeah. And then the claws just like ripped chunks of flesh off her. And she ended up in hospital for like a week or some shit. The newspapers came through. And the lesson of the story was don't fuck around and find out with kangaroos. It's like the first rule you learn in Australia. She learned at 50-something.
I thought that was a joke and for a while that kangaroos will kick the shit out of you. And
they'll fuck you up.
I thought it was a cartoon meme.
No.
They're like the moose of Australia. That's the best way to describe them. Because like you go up next to a moose and you see it and you're like, fuck, this thing is massive. Like big old sinewy muscle. All you're used to seeing is Rocky and Bullwinkle for ages. And then you see a kangaroo. Like, have you seen that video of a red kangaroo and he's got the bucket? And he like crushes the bucket like it's nothing?
I think we say that I can fight a kangaroo.
You can fight a kangaroo. You won't. You come off like it'll be like a you should see the other guy sort of thing where like you might come off second best. But I have videos of that too. Like there's a guy that had a pig dog. So like in Australia they do pig hunting It's similar to, like, even in Canberra, they do pig hunting. You go out to the bush, take a bunch of dogs with you, and you go and hunt wild boar or feral boar. And this guy had his kangaroo, a kangaroo caught his boar dogs. So he, like, ran up to the kangaroo, punched it in the face, like, punched it in the nose twice. And it's still arcing up to him. And eventually it hops off. But, like, you can get away with punching a kangaroo in the face if you're lucky, but it depends on which bull you got and how angry they are. They'll chase you down and fuck you up. But if you go to, like, I don't know if you guys, I don't know in New York if you'd have it, but we have bull sharks. Have you ever heard of a bull shark?
Yeah, I've heard of those. But look, check this out, guys. I have to go. I need to go to bed. Thank you guys for watching. We can continue this in the Discord after the show. But thanks everybody for watching. List out your channels. And yeah, please do that.
Oh, you can catch me. I am dblock29 on Twitch. I will be doing more content for this. Otherwise, like, yeah, Dark Sage will beat me up. So we're going with that. But it has been a pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And you'll see me every blue moon when I decide to pull my thumb out and do videos, and I'm Archer Bluth. You can check that shit out on YouTube. Or Bamstermax on Twitch if you want to watch me paint minis.
All right,
thank
guys.
You. All right.
Thank you for watching the stream, and can we get Richard to take us away?
I want to say thank you to all my Patreon supporters and my Twitch subscribers. Join the Guardians, become a member, or become a subscriber on YouTube, Patreon, and help support the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and the next one should be popping up on your screen. Subscribe, and if you haven't checked it out and want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon. Thanks.